Yes, I am a comedian, and to those of you who are looking at me confused right now, yes, that is a profession. No, I'll explain, I'll explain. See, growing up, I always used to disappoint my parents quite frequently. And so I decided eventually, I felt really bad about it and decided to shape up. So I went ahead and became a stand-up comedian. So now, so now I get paid to disappoint my parents. It's a great gig, really. No, but that's not true. Actually, I recently graduated as a mechanical engineer, and I love that I have that degree because, with the very exception of what I do, I am fascinated by the technical world. The only problem is, employment is really hard as a mechanical engineer here in Dubai, right? So I've had a lot of free time in my hands, and what I choose to do these days is a lot of Netflix. I'm sure a lot of you relate. But if you're like me and you watch a lot of Netflix, it gets depressing because it gets to a point where you're constantly prone to that message that comes up that goes, "Are you still watching?" It's a little sad, but if you're like me and you are still watching, a few hours later you get another message from Netflix which goes, "Dude, do you want to like talk instead?" It's a little hard, it's a little hard. I also took up Photoshop. Photoshop is really great. I enjoy doing Photoshop and I've gotten quite good at it actually. So nowadays when you see me doing something cool, crazy or outdoorsy or adventurous, I do it from the comfort of my house. It's great. But no, having a technical degree has really opened my eyes to a lot of things in this world. For instance, I don't know how many of you saw that Google Assistant that made a booking to a hair salon. It was the most realistic thing ever. It was a simple Google demonstration where the assistant made a booking to a hair salon and it sounded so real and so authentic. It sounded like a real human being. This is the kind of technology I can get behind. Because it starts with, "Hey Google, can you book a hair salon appointment?" And soon enough it's going to be, "Hey Google, can you call my girlfriend and tell her we need to start seeing other people?" But like, can you make it seem like it's your idea? And I would love for this technology to kick off even further because I want Google to do a killer impression of me. I really do, because I'm too tired of answering my mother's calls. I really need all the help I can get. But I don't just want a Google Assistant, I want a Google Assistant with a moral compass. You know, I don't want a Google Assistant, I want a Google Auntie. Hear me out. A Google Auntie will look after you, she'll protect you, and she'll take care of you. I go to my Google Auntie, I'd be like, "Hey Google Auntie, can you call Priya?" "Oh, ho, 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 ho." Calling Priya and all now, huh? Drinking, clubbing, smoking, what your mother will say? It's amazing. And I found out recently that Stanford University has this new research project, this new research study where they discovered another body part that is just as unique as your fingerprint. The bum hole. Who would have thought, right? Apparently, geniuses at Stanford, time, money, and manpower was spent for one man to look at another man's butt on a screen and just go, "Would you look at that?" It's amazing, but I want this technology, if it kicked off, would be amazing. Because number one, immigration would be a lot more fun. Scan your thumb, 4 fingers, turn around. No, it'd be great too. And of course there are a few kinks in the system, right? There's a few issues in the system. If you pull down the charts, we have an Eastern bum and a Western bum, all right? And of course the Western bum is a lot more harder to identify. And if you're asking why, I'll explain. No shatafa at home. It's a little tough. And I'm waiting for the day that Apple gets their hands on this technology. Because it'll be the year 2026. My friend will be like, "Bro, can you unlock your phone?" "Sure thing. Here you go." Say goodbye to facial recognition. We have fecal recognition now. Oh my God. A catalyst for a change, guys. What a heavy, intense topic to discuss. As if mid-semester exams weren't hard enough. It's crazy. Let me give you a little brief about the industry I'm in, actually. For me, well, the way I see it, a catalyst is expressed in words, right? I truly believe the roots of all change begins with words and ideas. And I hold on to that notion because if I don't, everything I do just makes me a jerk on stage. That's the base, right? And I truly believe that I truly believe that it takes time for people to understand this reach and height in what we do here as a comedian. Because as a comedian, and the many people that are in this profession, we are notorious for challenging the norms of society. Because that's what we do. We push the boundaries and we frequently poke the bear because we want to paint a picture of this world with its flaws. Or in other words, the truth, right? And when I say truth, I'm not talking about truth, parentheses, facts. I'm talking about truth, parentheses, humanity, opinions, right? And we know that people are, and we know that we're being heard. We know people are listening because this is one of the few art forms where we get frequent and consistent and ready feedback. You know, most of the times it's in the form of laughter. Sometimes it's a Karen in the front row, but we still get it. And it's right there and right on the spot. And I found out recently, well, not really found out, but we're aware that when we start off as a comedian, we understand this reality very quickly. And we come to terms with it to parlay our opinions to the world. And in return, you guys respond with laughter, oohs, ahs, gasps, and whatever you can think of, right? Because that's you guys telling us that you found a way to relate to what we say on stage. In some way, either direct or indirect, but you found a way to relate to what we're saying. When I did that joke about the Google auntie, right? What I was trying to do is leave a subtext about a woman, a motherly figure who's not our mother in our lives that looks after us, takes care of us, and protects us. Because we all have that person in our lives. And you guys heard what I said. You felt what I said. And together we laughed. When I did that joke about Stanford University, you heard what I said. You felt what I said. And together we thought, wasn't Stanford a smart school? No, but I've also found out that the words of a comedian are held with more accountability than most other professions. What I'm trying to say is we as comedians, we're aware that our main job is to make people laugh. But a byproduct of what we do is we open people's minds and we open people's eyes to an opinion that we truly feel. And it's this drive that lets us say what we want to say because it's honest and it's raw, right? And that's why it's held with more accountability. And it comes down to what we say and what we choose to say. You see, every decision we make and every thought we choose to leave you with is carefully chosen by the words we carefully choose to say, which is why I truly believe, and time again, I've been reminded that words and ideas are the most important catalyst for change. It starts with this, and if you know how to use your mouth, you can change the world, or at least 6 people at an open mic. Thank you guys very much. That's been my time.